What's good? What's poppin'? It's Shymaria the Queen coming at you live. Shout out Rap Draft for the interview. Stay tuned.
Alright. Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy Rick Taylor back with another episode of the Rap Draft. And I got my homegirl, Shymaria the Queen here with me. What's going on?
Not much. I'm just chilling, you know.
Second time's a charm, you know. You already know how the show goes. Like, we just interview artists of all kind. And, we want to see what's been up with you, Since the last time I interviewed you, a lot has happened. Like, Big Frank, Lil Frank going viral. They just dropped Dahmer. You did some shows out of town, all kind of stuff. So we're going to get into all that. But the first question I want to ask you is, what's been up with you?
I naturally want to say nothing, but a lot actually. Since we last spoke, I've been in and out the studio. I've performed twice, and I've been back and forth to Miami. I even hit Atlanta. Shot a couple videos. One flopped or whatever, but it's all good. I'm gonna reshoot it real soon. So I got a lot on the way. So y'all just gotta make sure y'all stay tuned.
Right. Now, why you feel like it flopped? Like, was it low views or something, or what?
Oh no, like I ain't even get to like put it out. Like basically, like first time I shot down to Miami was in May for my birthday. I recorded out there at House of Hits, and that experience was nice. The videographer that I worked with, he just like took like a long time to get me anything back. Like, he actually didn't even like shoot me like a draft of my video until my managers actually reached out to him, and I was reaching out to him while he was traveling, and he wasn't like, just keeping a open line of communication with me, unfortunately. And then when I did get the draft, like the quality of it just was not to my liking. And it's just like, okay, I need my money back.
Right.
I'm gonna reshoot that video, or just videos for like other songs that like I want to put out in the next like couple months or so, with a really dope videographer that's down in Miami. His name is Dre Took This, so be on the lookout for him because he nice.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let's talk about Miami. You've been down to Miami a lot. Like, that seemed like to be the second home for you. Like, what is it about Miami? What's going on in Miami for you?
Miami, it's just like the vibes, like the people. Like, even before linking up with everybody that's on my team down there, shout out Mouye, Music Gang. They going big crazy down there, but it's just the people. Like, they're very diverse. Like, I like the culture, and I just feel good when I'm down there. Like, I feel free. Like, like I could be myself, and not that I can't be that here, but like with the Midwest and us experiencing all 4 seasons, you know how that be.
Yeah.
So, because seasonal depression is a real thing. I know I'm not the only person who feels like that or who goes through that. So, like, to go down to a place like Miami, which is over 1,000 miles away from here, it's like just like a different experience, almost like being on an island. But you gotta go check it out. Like Miami Beach, Florida, check it out.
Yeah,
it's
I definitely want to go. That's on my bucket list to go to Miami. My cousin was telling me about it. Now, how did you get the show booked down there? Like, and how was that show?
Oh, my manager. My manager is dope. Like, he just locked in with everybody that he need to be locked in with. So he was able to get that out for the whole gang, basically. Like, whoever wanted to perform, they got to be seen and be heard or whatever. It was really nothing, like, if you ask him.
Yeah. Now, was you nervous when you did that show? Because I noticed you performed in front of some big people like Hitmaka and some other people. How was that?
Yeah, some of everybody was down there. Shout out Hitmaka, London on the Track, Cool and Dre, Sean Barron, TNB Hits, everybody was down there. Like, oh, Rico Love was down there too. Milwaukee was in the building. So that was dope. But yeah, of course, like naturally, I was nervous just because like it's an adrenaline rush. Like when you finna perform, no matter like who you about to perform in front of, it don't matter if you know them or if they a celebrity or whatever. Like it's the adrenaline rush because you like it's like you how you feel before you about to get on a roller coaster.
Yeah, some butterflies in the stomach.
Yeah, basically butterflies. Like, but like it was a dope experience. Like, you know, even like listening to what they had to say like during the panel discussion, because like it was like performances then performances then panel or whatever. But like it was packed. Like everybody that got on the stage, they was going crazy. Like not just from my team, but like everybody. Mm-hmm. So it was a real good experience.
That's dope, man. I like to see that you was rocking it down there. Now you're welcome. Now I also even seen that you got back into modeling for BTS models. Like, is that correct?
So it's called G Girls.
That's what I had to G Girls.
Yeah, and the chapter that I'm a part of is called G Girls 414, and it basically is an expansion of BTS models. Booker T. Stanley, he actually kind of like did a rebranding, and then we have a sister agency that's called Lux Models that's ran by Jovan Lewis. So we just basically, you know, trying to expand like one city at a time, ideally. Like, you know, that's the goal. We got 920 getting started. I think that's ran by, what's her name? Elena Willman, and forgive me if I'm saying her name wrong, but yeah, so we're just trying to go crazy. Like, you know, basically give young, beautiful women the opportunity to just put themselves out there, like in a positive way, of course, or whatever, like, you know, just be creative. Like, that's really what we're doing, just, you know, giving, like, trying to provide a creative space for, you know, women to come together and, like, feel safe, like, to be creative and, you know, just be who they are.
Right. That's dope. I've seen a lot of your work and stuff, and it's dope. Like, what made you want to go back down that route? Because you said you was modeling before. I remember that. Like, what made you want to go back into modeling?
It kind of was like, I mean, I never like really stopped, but at the same time, Booker, he did reach out to me, and he like asked me, like, you know, to like come be on the team or whatever and help like build an agency or whatever, just like because of the experience that I have and just like just my personality, like, you know, just the way that I'm able to just kind of like, you know, build, you know what I mean? And like when I say build, like build relationships with people. Like I'm very charismatic, and he saw that as, you know, some strengths that he wanted to use. And I'm good at like building systems and creating order and stuff like that. So I'm helping, like, you know, just like operate things smoothly. Myself and Brooklyn Lee, actually. So shout out to Brooklyn too. So she going crazy. She been getting booked with Layla, actually. Shout out to both of them or whatever, and Deja. They both actually just did some stuff or whatever. I'm real proud of everything that like we've been doing, and we just been trying to move, like, you know, with a sound mind or whatever, because it's crazy out here, like, you know. So
yeah, that's dope, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Like, y'all doing y'all thing, and I be seeing you, the pictures you put up and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, it look nice. Y'all doing a good job and stuff like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, are there any pros and cons when it comes to modeling, or just like either in front of, like, on the camera or off the camera? Is there any pros and cons that you, like, you know, y'all experience?
So like that's one of the reasons I mentioned, like, you know, just the goal being to provide a safe space for beautiful women, like no matter the age, to be creative, because there are certain concepts, you know, that if you get booked for or whatever, like they may ask you to do, and it's a matter of like, okay, you have the power to say yes or no. Like that's what G Girls is about or whatever, just like, you know, we're trying to encourage like women to like grow and into like their full potential. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, help you build a portfolio, and we're not finna send you, you know, nowhere by yourself. First off and foremost, because sex trafficking is like a really, really big thing right now. And you know, all bookings do go through Booker or whatever, because like we want to, like I said before, make sure that we are protecting our models. So like that's what's really important to us, to like, you know, just basically make sure everybody is all good, like well protected.
Yeah, that's good, man. Shout out to you and the rest of the G girls and everybody. Jam Fest, like that was really big here, and you was one of those artists on those panels that rocked the stage, and there was so many dope artists there. Like, what was that experience like, and how did you get on that panel? Because I remember I bought a ticket, but I wasn't able to come because I had to do some stuff. But I really wanted to be there because it just looked lit.
Yeah, it was. Shout out to PBG the Prince, man. That's how I got on that thing, and I was actually like kind of surprised that like he wanted me to do the show, because like we had started like chopping it up or whatever, just like on some, just trying to collab on something last November, and he was talking about like, you know, he had this idea for Jam Fest, and we was rapping about it or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, like that's dope. And I'm like, that's real dope or whatever. He like, yeah, like actually, like, you know, like, would you want to be on it? Like, I'm like, yeah, like I wouldn't mind or whatever. Like, you know, I performed at the Miramar once before back in 2018, but like I thought it was a good op or whatever. And then I was surprised when the lineup ended up playing out how it was, because he had me open that joint. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was dope, man. It was good to see so many artists on that card. Like,
yeah, it was some fire artists. Like, it was lit. And honestly, I went to the summer one too, and it was cracking.
that was definitely a night to remember. Like, and I just seen a lot of clips and highlights from that show. Like, damn, I wish I would have went.
Yeah, I mean, the winter one coming up, you could catch that one.
I'll definitely be at that one for sure. If I gotta go a couple of them. Now, since I last my interviewed you, it's been a lot of stuff going on. Like, one of the biggest ones just happened about like a day ago. DaBaby name drop Megan and Stallion, kiss and tell, said he smashed her. How do you feel about that as a woman? Like, how does that make you feel? Like, what's your intake on that?
Okay, so, like, you know, I'm into astrology. I don't know DaBaby's zodiac or nothing like that, but I know Megan is an Aquarius, and that's how I deal with my emotions, as like, you know, Aquarius moon. So when I see that, I was like, the audacity, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, you know, his whole little get up, like, what he raps about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just, it's almost kind of like, you know, you could expect that from him, because his, like, get up is like, oh, like, to be a dog nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately. Like, and I don't know, I feel like it was kind of like bogus or whatever, because like you still just continuing to like drag out the situation unnecessarily. Like you supporting, like, you know, the nonsense that like Tory even, like, you know, has been partaking in or whatever. Like, I don't know, it's just very like, what's the term, is it misogynist or something? Misogynist.
Did you say Tory? Did he comment on that situation what DaBaby said, or
not that I know of.
You just talking about before? What he was
before, because like, you know, his last album he put out was centered around that whole entire situation, and it's just like, okay, like, y'all are choosing to, you know, call somebody name out or whatever for publicity. That's really what it is.
Now let me ask you, has that ever happened to you? Like somebody, kissed and told your business, like, oh yeah, me and Shymaria did something, or we used to do something. Like, has that ever came up to you? Like, and if you Meg in this situation, like, what would you think your feelings would be? Would you be embarrassed, or you just be like, it is what it is, or like, dude, just how would you?
Not that I know of. Like, as far as I know, no. Nobody has done that. But like, if somebody was to do that, like, I don't know, like I would feel some type of way, like towards them, like to the point where it just like, okay, you know, like I probably would have to like stop dealing with them or whatever, but I just would take it as a lesson, like, you know, not a loss or whatever. Like, okay, just keep going about my business.
Right. Now, with that situation itself, like, does that make you, like, would that make you, or does that make you, like, does it make it hard for you to deal with certain people or on that level, or make you cautious, like, nah, I don't know, I don't want to do that with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, be careful about who you talking to, or you get, like, you know, doing that, getting into that stuff with.
Yeah, it does, honestly. Like, especially when you dealing with people that's in the same industry as you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you trying to deal with, like, you know, another artist and you an artist or whatever, that could be tricky because, like, you don't know, like, if they really, you know, want to mess with you because, like, they like you as a person, or if they just, like, you know, if it's a publicity stunt, like if they clout chasing, even if you ain't got clout, but they could still just be chasing clout. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, just because, like, off, you know, what they feel like you may be worth, you know what I'm saying, like, and then they name being attached to yours or something, like,
Yeah, I definitely get it. Now, as far as like music, like, how is that coming along and stuff, like, what's going on with your music and things like that?
Honestly, I've been doing a lot of writing. I've recorded some stuff. But last time we talked, like, I was focused on, like, you know, getting visuals shot and then put out there. But it's been a delay in that because of the whole situation with the videographer that I had tried to do business with back in May. I ain't get nothing back from him till August. And that was, like, gonna be, I think, like, one of my next songs or whatever. I shot a video back in Atlanta, but I'm still waiting to get that back or whatever because of how stuff went when I was down there or whatever. Like, one of the chicks I was with or whatever, she wasn't really, like, on a G-Girls team, and, like, she really was just, like, freeloading. And it was kind of messed up or whatever because, like, I caught her out about it, and she basically saw that as an opportunity to try to, like, defame my name and my character or whatever after blocking me. So, like, because she's in some of my, like, video or whatever, like, that's why I ain't even put, you know, like, that other video out, which is really gonna be my next drop. But
now, what's that situation about, like, if you want to talk about it, like?
It was just mainly like, okay, we down there, like, to do business or whatever, and like I mentioned, you know, because sex trafficking is something that's, like, a real serious thing going on today. Booker, he wanted to make sure, like, you know, we was all, like, staying on the same page or whatever, and, like, not really going off and doing our own thing. But how some people was moving, I'm not gonna say no names, but how some people was moving or whatever, it just came off like, okay, you not here, like, for G girls, you here for yourself. And, like, granted, I went down there to, you know, like, do whatever it was that G girls wanted to do, and not even just that, like, me and Booker had discussed or whatever. He like, hey, like, you know, because I am an artist, he like, we finna be down in the A, like, you know what I'm saying, and, like, you might as well go ahead or whatever and shoot a video. So I'm like, okay, cool. So, like, that's why I had copped the Corvette C8 or whatever, so I could shoot a video. And, like, just how they was moving or whatever, it just, like, slowed down, like, what we were trying to do overall. And by the time it got time for me to shoot my video, not only did one of the chicks one of the chicks was wherever she wanted to be, but the other chick who was talking mess about me while I was blocked on her Instagram story, and people came back and told me about it or whatever. She had on pink and black, and you supposed to have on all black for my video. So it's just like, okay, like, you just doing what you want to do. You being disrespectful or whatever, and then like just moving like kind of thirsty or whatever, like just for herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it wasn't like she was signed to us or nothing like that. And because I had called her out on how she was behaving, stuff went left, and you know, drama transpired or whatever. So basically, when we got back home or whatever, like, you know, she was like threatening to call the police or whatever, like on us and stuff like that. And of course, you know, that didn't happen or whatever, but like she just ran to Instagram or whatever, and some females or whatever that was in G Girls, they screenshotted her story and was like, hey, she talking mess about you in Brooklyn. You know, like, oh. And like, I mean, it's like retaliate for what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that she not the first person that did that to me or whatever. Like, I really just take it as like, okay, you're intimidated. Like, it is what it is. Like, but she trying to tell me, like, you know, I'm not on her level, but we in two different lanes. Like it ain't no comparison. You know what I'm saying? Even if even you know what I'm saying, a female that rap like how I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no comparison. I'm not in competition with you at the end of the day.
Right.
Like, all you doing is adding fuel to my fire, just so people know. Like, right. I need them to understand that.
Is this like how it is working with all females? Or is it usually like this, or?
It can be. Like, you know, you normally do be having like those few bad apples or whatever, but like when you have discernment, it's easy to kind of like weave some people out. Like, you could spot them because they tell on themselves. You know what I'm saying? And even if they don't tell on themselves, they end up removing themselves or whatever. And it's just like, okay, like, hey, like, it is what it is. It happened for us, not to us. Like, that's how I've been trying to like really like condition my way of thinking as of like the last year, like, for real, like, cause it's just like, okay, like, obviously you weren't meant to be around. Like, what's meant for me not gonna miss me. But it's like, because you know how stuff went down or whatever, and me and the videographer both agreed or whatever that we didn't want her in my visual. Like, it's like, I'm not. That's just the type of person I am. Like, if you cross me, like, why would you eat off me?
Right.
Especially when you praying on my downfall. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of praying on your downfall, last time we talked also, you was telling me like about these anonymous text messages or messages you've been getting from people just talking down on you, hating and stuff like that. Are you still receiving those messages? And if so, or if not, did you ever find out who it was just writing you these stuff?
No, I had stopped receiving those messages like I want to say in November, actually, like, of last year. So, like, right before I went to Vegas to celebrate my mom getting her MBA, they had stopped. But it's like, I don't know, like, it's crazy because it's like I was told who it was, but, you know, that person, like, denied it, like, and they still deny it to this day, like, and it's just, I'm just like, okay, all right, like, you know, but I can't put nothing past you, you know what I'm saying, like, especially when I didn't have proof that that person did something and then they lied about it.
Yeah, that gotta be annoying, like, you know,
it is,
because it was for a long time, like, this person's just talking mad shit, like, just like
every day at that. I'm like, damn, they clocking in to try to break my spirit or whatever, like, and I ain't even gonna lie, like, cause I'm real, like, I'm 100. Like, the first like 2 times they had text me or whatever, like, I responded. And then after the 3rd time, I started responding. But after that 3rd time, I'm thinking, like, they had me thinking, like, damn, bitch, I'm really, what they talking about?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I had to check myself. I'm like, like pull it back in.
Right.
And then they, like, they kept texting me from different numbers. Like, I'm blocking them. Like, every number they text me, I'm reading the message. Don't get me wrong. Because I'm telling you, fuel to my fire, okay? Mm-hmm. So then, like, once it, like, kind of, like, right before it was getting ready to stop, that's when I had wrote, like, 2 tracks that was, like, specifically inspired by that situation. And them tracks is called Grand, and another is called Bossy. And Bossy kind of like on that like drill vibe or whatever. I mess with it. I think y'all will too.
Okay. Yeah, I know you happy it stopped, like, but it was just crazy to even start it. Like, it had to just be a super big hater or somebody was just mad about something.
They really a fan.
Yeah.
They really a fan because they came at me and was like, oh, like, if you would have let me have sex with you the other day, then I'll tell you who I am. First of all, how old are you? Right. Like, why'd you own that? Like, come on now, we grown. And then you're just all you're doing is proceeding to tell me like, okay, that's why I never hopped on that with you because look at how you acting.
Right. That's crazy. Like that just shows you how crazy the world is and people is in it. So
yeah, they sick, man.
Yeah. Now, what could we expect for you? Like, what can we expect coming from Shymaria the Queen?
A lot. Like, but it's like I don't want to like speak on too much, like say too much or whatever, just cause like I don't want to mess up my blessings because people already be praying on me the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but just know, like, it's going to be a lot that's about to happen, like, sooner than later. I could feel it in my spirit. And then just, the things that, like, the conversations me and my manager have or whatever, like, I'm already knowing, like, it's going to be some big things on the way. So you just gotta stay tuned, lock in with me or whatever. Like, hit them notifications on Instagram and on YouTube. Cause I'm finna go crazy.
Yeah. Well, y'all heard it, man. Like, we definitely gonna be looking. I'm definitely gonna be looking out for sure. But me and others gonna be looking out for sure too. Like on the new project coming up, we see the modeling going on. We're gonna be looking for new stuff with that. And it's good to see you still working and doing what you're doing. Like pushing towards your dream. And it's good to have you on the show again, hope to make you a regular,
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I hope to make you a regular. And it's always a pleasure sitting down with you, what I'm saying, chopping up with you, your vibe. I wish you the best of luck and appreciate you for even being on the show again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
For sure.
Real. Shout out Rap Draft and Rick Taylor, y'all. Stay tuned and lock in with my boy.